Welcome back to this week. And last week we were talking about the collaborative process, and we had Jason Reitman and his team, his DP, his editor, and his composer. We also crafted a new rule, which is the Reitman rule, that if you have to pee at some point, just go out and pee. It's just fine. So if at any point, like, you guys need to just take a break, go. Because it's 2 hours, so if you need to leave, go. To make sure everyone understands relationships between people, John Lee Hancock is a writer and director. I first know you as a writer, but you are also a talented director. And I've directed two of the actors up here on stage, Kim Dickens and Jason Patrick, in movies respectively. And Rana is a casting director who has worked on most of what you've done.
All three movies, yeah.
Tonight we want to talk, this is a director series, so we're mostly focusing on directing, but a lot of the people in this audience are about a year or 2 years away from maybe directing a movie. And they have a lot of questions about directing a movie. And over the course of this series, we're talking about many aspects. Tonight is working with actors and sort of how a director focuses on it and sort of how actors like to work with directors. And so I want to start talking with you about, as a writer, as a director, at what point do you start thinking about the actors who are going to be in this movie that you're creating, hopefully?
Well, if you're writing it as well, and I'd be interested to hear what you think about this too, but when you're writing it as well, I don't think about actors, because it's hard enough just to try to create the character on the page. Then after it's finished, you can start to think about those things. But when I'm writing, not so much. But then it becomes a really fun process when you think about the what ifs. Mm-hmm. When you've got something, especially if the lightning strikes and you're actually going to get to make the movie, to start having those discussions and start those discussions with Rana and friends and the producers and things like that.
So in your conception and process of something like The Blind Side, mm-hmm. you weren't thinking at some point like, well, someone's going to have to play this woman.
No, because it's actually a very short list, and I probably would have been dissuaded from ever taking it on. And I thought about that. I mean, because you're essentially asking Hollywood to embrace, a woman in her 40s to be the lead in a sports movie, and so it's a very short list. It's not a bettor's chance in Vegas kind of thing.